Hey guys, how you guys doing? This is Tim Trahan, welcoming everyone to the call this evening. We have a few more moments before we actually get started, maybe in another 2 minutes or so. I know we just got off an amazing training call with some outstanding testimonials, and also with our illustrious CEO on the line as well, just pouring into us like no other. But you have a couple of minutes left to get those folks on the line tonight. You're in store for a very powerful call this evening. So definitely reach out to those folks that need to be on the line and need to hear exactly what we have going on this evening. And we'll be getting started in the next couple of minutes. So welcome to the call, but you have that time to actually get those folks on the line. All right, hear you in a couple of minutes.
Oh, she did. She got on. She's a smart girl. See her here?
Once again, guys, this is Tim Trahan. We'll be getting started in about another minute and a half. Um, this is a exciting night, especially with the new things that we have going on with the company, and just super excited to be able to share some information with you guys, with myself and my co-host. So you got another minute or so to get your folks on the line. Definitely don't want to miss this exciting information, especially with the new enhancements that the company has actually put in place for us to increase, guys. You see it right there, Vision 2020, year of the do, double economic wealth. We're going to be sharing some information with you guys on this evening, how to double for your trouble. So definitely get those folks on the line this evening, and you're in store for an exciting information and transformation. So go ahead on, get those lines touched up so we can definitely get started in the next 60 seconds or so.
What you say? What's going on? I'm wonderful. She home? Okay.
All right, guys, it's 3 minutes past the hour. We're going to go ahead on and get started. We know some folks are actually going to be chiming in while we're going, but we definitely don't want to belabor the hour. We want to be mindful of folks' time. And before we get started, we're going to take care of some housekeeping issues before we get on a nice call, because we definitely want to make sure that no information is missed. So if you could, at this particular time, go ahead on and mute out your phones just to make sure that, we don't have any distractions or any unneeded conversation happening on the line, because we want to be professional, we want to live in the spirit of excellence, and we just want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to hear all the information, because we know that a confused mind does absolutely nothing. So we want to make sure that no one is confused on tonight's call. We want to make sure that we're as clear, as concise as possible, and we want to make sure that we get you 100% of the facts of the information that we have to share with you on this evening. So once again, my name is Tim Trahan. I'm actually on the line tonight as one of your co-hosts, and it is my job and my duty to introduce our first presenter on tonight's call. He is just a fantastic gentleman. He and I have actually met recently, but I've heard about this gentleman for quite some time, and it was my pleasure and my honor to actually be able to meet him in Florida face to face. I heard a lot of great things about him, and what I could say about this gentleman is everything that I heard was 100% the truth. So let me tell you a little bit about this gentleman. This gentleman is a holistic medicine practitioner. He tries to, teach folks the holistic way to actually restore and repair their bodies, to do the things that they need to do to live a healthy lifestyle. But what I know about this gentleman, he's a fantastic individual. He knows 120% of the facts. He loves having fun. He loves helping people. And he's making a great deal of income inside and outside of this fantastic industry. But what I love about this gentleman the most is he's 100% down to earth. So I don't want to steal his thunder. I'll definitely let him introduce himself and what he wants to share with you as well. But what I know is he's going to give you some powerful information. So when you leave this call, there is no doubt that you're absolutely in the right place at the right time. So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to Dr. Franco Taylor. Mr. Dr. Taylor, are you on the line this evening?
I'm on the line. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, sir. Appreciate you being on the line. The floor is yours.
All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Dr. Franco Taylor, and as I always like to say, it is a plum-pleasing pleasure to be here with you this evening. There's been so much going on in the last week. I mean, like my fearless leader says, it's got me standing on my dang gone head. I'm telling you, I'm so excited. I just get goosebumps and shivers all up and down my sides. Sankey Global is just a powerful, powerful, powerful opportunity, folks. And we're going to be with you tonight with this Sankey Global Connect presentation. I appreciate Professor Dr. King TRAHAN in that introduction. And I just like to say, give thanks to God, because without him, it wouldn't be possible for me to even be here tonight. I'm a week away from being 70 years young, I'll say. And it's just a wonderful feeling to be involved with something like Sankey Global at a time like this in my life. Giving God all the glory I can give him, my wife Linda for being with me 26 years, for backing me, for having my children, allowing me to deliver them at home, and for my children supporting me. All of you Sankey partners out there, and those of you who are on the line for the first time, please, please, please listen closely, because this is an opportunity that you can't afford to miss. Sankey. What does Sankey mean? Well, first of all, S-A-N means respect or honor, and key is spirit or soul. Beneath that, if you're looking at the first slide there, you notice that it says also Vision 2020, year of the do. And the do is simply double economic wealth. There was another sign under there, another little symbol under there at one point that simply said intelligent force. Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about something down inside of you that's an intelligent force that God placed inside of you. When you ask about it, Luke 17:21 tells us that the kingdom of God is within you. How does God put his kingdom within you? There's another scripture that says, Christ in us, the hope of glory. Some people will never see God unless they can see him showing through us, the way we walk, the way we stand, the glow in our skin, the brightness of our eyes, the strength of our talk, and the strength of our walk. They see that intelligent force inside of us. Well, I'm going to take it a little deeper, people, because in just a minute, we're going to talk about business, because that's why you're on the line. I know you want healthy products and all that, but 99 and 9/10% of you are on this line because you want to make some more money. You need money for the things that you want to do. Not that it's the answer. Well, it is. The scripture says money answers all things. It's not the love of money. It's the need of money. And if you're going to make it, why not make it doing something powerful, something wonderful that helps other people? So we're going to talk about that in a second. But we just want to talk a little bit about this kingdom of God that's within us, this intelligent force that's inside of us. It's called DNA, folks. Deoxyribonucleic acid. It's what God placed down inside of us. It's that mechanism, that brain that tells what color your eyes are going to be, what color your skin's going to be, your body shape, your skin shade, height, whether you're going to be bow-legged like Uncle Joe or tall and slim like Aunt Sally, whatever. It tells the body what to do, and it also sparks and manages your immune system. That's right. These cells even tell your body, this DNA actually tells the cells of your body how often that they should actually reproduce, which creates strength, energy, everything that has to happen in your body, your height, all of that, it happens because of cell reproduction, and that all is taken care of and controlled by this DNA inside of your cells. So God placed that in there to keep your body going. Originally, we should have lived for thousands of years, forever, hundreds of years like they're doing in other places. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But the bottom line, God placed an immune system inside of us to keep us well. So if all that was placed inside of us, then why do we get sick? I mean, why? Well, I'm going to tell you why there's a need for Sankey Global. The need for Sankey Global is simply this, and I think that's on our second slide. It says, why Sankey Global? Why Sankey and why now? Let me tell you why. Right now, there's about 12.5 million children between the ages of 2 and 19 that are obese. That's a lot of fat kids, y'all. 1.46 billion adults are obese. And these kinds of obesities are causing almost $147 billion in medical burden on the United States right now. That's right. And it has told us that this is the first time in history that parents are actually going to outlive and going to bury their children. So if you're going to go into a business, what do you look for in a company? These are the things that you look for in a company. There are 4 things, and this is just the way it is. You got to get these things if you're going to be in a company that's going to help you, one that you're going to feel satisfied with. First of all, you need to know what the company is about, where it came from, how did it come to be, how long has it been around, is it successful? These are important questions. Well, we're talking about a company called Sankey Global. We're in the 2020 edition of it, but the original founders were Court and N.C. Mueller and a gentleman by the name of Alejandro Teo. They were successful multi-level marketers and businessmen. And they joined with a gentleman named Dr. Behi Diaz, who was the scientific director of Sankey Mayer. Sankey Mayer was a scientific organization that had done over 40 years of research and development in coming up with patented products that use that contain the nano and biotechnological entities. In other words, nanotechnology simply means that these particles have been created and caused to be so small and so minuscule that they could pass through the blood-brain barrier and actually work like the regular products out on the market can't work because they're too big to get into our systems, into the microcellular level. But these products that are put together and patented and produced by Sankey Global can do just that. And the technology, and some of that technology, prayerfully, we'll get a chance to show you just a minute or so of it before we get off the line tonight. But they've got a microscope that is so small. I have a microscope that's $5,000, it's huge. You have to prick the finger in order to do a blood analysis. Then you have to collect the blood on slides. You have to wait on it to dry. But this microscope is handheld. It's a little bit bigger than an ink pen, okay? And it literally can go inside of the skin and show the capillaries at the microscopic level, and no invasion, just straight through the fingernail. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But all of the products, all of the equipment and technology from Sankey is just top notch. It's top shelf. It's cutting edge. It's just way, way, way ahead of the norm. So 40 years of research and putting together products that are just proven products. The products are 40 years in development. They're 10 years in being placed in front of people all around the world, and they're successfully being used, and we have great, great, great testimonies on them. So they've got proven marketing, proven products come together, and you get a Sankey Global coming together. So now we're going to talk about the mantra of the company. It's called reverse, recover, and restore. But the next thing about a company, once you see the company came from good stock, you got to see what's going on with its leaders. What are the leaders like? Well, we have a leader, and right now I'm going to just ask that everybody continues to pray for our fearless leader, Dr. Helen Delahousse. She's been through so much, and I've seen her on an operating table just before going into surgery, still making sure that someone calls to find out if the troops are able to be on the call to make sure that they learn what they need to learn about the product and the business. And then I've seen her afterwards do the same thing. I've seen her go through death of a loved one, someone dear to her, and still make sure that she's looking out, got the compassion and the forethought and the brains to look and deal with her troops. Right now, she's going through the greatest trial of all, and we just ask that everyone continues to pray for her dear darling Eric. Already those thousands and thousands of prayers from all of you all around the world are working. A young man in a coma with 0% of living and wouldn't make it 48 hours has made it 48 hours. On command, he's now moving fingers. He's trying to talk. The doctors are just amazed, and they're saying, okay, let's take another look at it. Continue to pray for Queen Dr. Helen De La Houssaye, if you would, please. But now we're going to talk about her just a little bit. She's a best-selling author. She's a lifestyle coach for both men and women. She's a $1 million producer in the MLM market. She's produced over 33 first-time families as millionaires. That's right, in this business. So who better for us to listen to? Who better for us to walk after? What a leader. And I call her the fearless leader. Sometimes I call her little girl because she's like a daughter to me. Then there's Jose Arvide. He's our CEO and president. He's a lecturer. He's an international speaker. He's successfully owned over 11 businesses, and he's been a business coach, an excellent salsa dancer, folks, because I've been on the dance floor with him at a fly-in about almost a month ago. He's fearless. He's tireless. He's a great leader, but most of all, he's human. You can actually talk with him. He had fun with us, and he wasn't going to make a show and then disappear. He stayed until we all came off the floor. Wonderful, wonderful man. Real people, real leaders, folks. But now we're going to talk a little bit about products. You've got a good company. You've got good leaders. Now you want to make sure that you got great products. We've got the best products out there. Again, I've been in this business. I'm a naturopathic doctor of over 40 years, and I've worked with 11 to 12,000 people. I've designed over 12 products myself, products that are 8 of them liquid that literally give you the nanotechnology of getting deep down into the cell. So I understand products, and I've looked for this company for 40 years. I didn't know it would be Sankey Global, but I've been waiting on it, looking at it. I've been disappointed in other places and other companies, but this is the one, folks. This is the one. One of the products standing at the top of the flagship is called the Inner 7. The Inner 7 is basically metabolites. That's the bottom end of metabolism. When your body breaks down everything, what it gives you is metabolites. They help to give the energy to the body. But these metabolites, these minerals, come from deep down in the sea water, almost 321 meters deep, and they contain mainly several of the necessary minerals for the body, but magnesium being the main one, because it's the second most abundant mineral in the body, in the human cells, actually. It is a macro mineral that the body requires in large amounts. Lack of this mineral leads to things like migraines, kidney stones, high blood pressure, diabetes, and it goes on and on and on. But these products are very, very powerful. And we'll talk at another time about how to take them. You can find that out from the person that invited you on this call. But the next product is Balage, which is the #1 product in the company. It contains Orazide, which is a patented blend of superoxidants that penetrate the cell wall. Are you listening to me? They actually penetrate the cell wall and detoxify trillions of mitochondria. What are mitochondria? Mitochondria are the building blocks of energy in your body. They're down inside of the cell. They're what makes up the cell. 73% of your body is actually mitochondria. And these, if they're not firing like spark plugs, then you don't have energy as it comes up to the body, to the top. So what are we talking about? We're talking about products that reverse, recover, and repair. And sometimes in as little as 20 minutes, you can actually see your blood turning around. And I'm going to give you, and they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. You'd rather see a sermon than hear one. Right at the very end of my talk, I'm going to let you see a 60-second video seeing how it works. Cranu is basically has a patented product called Auxilia, which is designed to help with dangerous metabolic syndrome, burnout, no energy, okay? It stops the fats and sugars from entering into the blood. That's right, it stops that oxidation. And this happens at night when you sleep. That's when most of us gain weight. If you're gonna gain weight, all this extra fat into your bloodstream, into your body, well, the Cranu actually helps to burn it up, to oxidize it, and to shield and hold it and take it straight through the system without going into the bloodstream. Are you listening to me? Sugar level goes down, blood pressure goes down. In just several days to a week, you're like a brand new baby boy and baby girl again. So it helps the body to actually convert excess calories into immediate energy. Our last product is Hazaki. It's a well, I'd say a nutritional meal drink formulated after years of investigation and development. Patented Bovia, which is a fermented herbal situation that is revolutionary formula, which contains 596 different metabolites, and they originate from the cacao bean. These metabolites are bioactive molecules which increase the diversity of the intestinal flora or the friendly bacteria inside of your gut. And this microbiota, when it is increased and it grows, it increases the absorption of proteins in your body up to 20%. So what does this do? This gives the brain more cognitive function. You can reason better. You can remember better. Hormonal structure, hormonal secreting organs literally begin to secrete those organs in a way where, especially for women, you get, mood swings down, you feel better, get energized, sadness and depression and so forth disappears because you're getting good blood flow at the microcellular level. Even for men, because some men have those problems too. And so it helps with the hormonal balance. Energy, it gives lots of energy because you're energizing the body at the microcellular level. And as the cells begin to strengthen and fire, it comes upwards to the tissues of the body, that comes upwards to the organs of the body, upward to the systems of the body, and then you get to the top of the body. You look good, you feel good, you move good, everything is working like it's supposed to work. So, what is it about this company? Well, they believe in 100 years, 100-year periods, because we're talking about aging. On our next slide here, it just talks about aging. What is aging? What are the secrets that have been revealed? Well, by dealing with and looking at the fact that Sankey is a Japanese-based company. In Japan, that whole culture believes in longevity. They believe in those aging secrets simply had to do with the way they eat and the way they live. They basically deal with what I call the GLAD diet. That's G-L-A-D, which is God's life-activating diet. Did y'all get that? The GLAD diet. It makes you smile. It makes you happy. It makes you peaceful. It makes you strong. But in America, the reason why we've had so much problem is because of the SAD diet, S-A-D, Standard American Diet. Are you getting this, folks? GLAD versus SAD. So because of the GLAD diet, they live to be much longer than we do. They believe in at least 100 years. 70,000 people in Japan are centenarians. And even business-wise, they believe in longevity in business. 50,000 businesses, over 50,000 businesses in Japan have been around more than 100 years. So what are they saying? Sankey is saying, we believe the same thing. We do everything based on the philosophy, on those types of powerful building blocks. And so they're saying to you that this company shall stand for at least 100 years. So there'll be a legacy for you, your children, and your children's children. So by God's grace, that's a powerful piece. And next you see that we have testimonies. There are lots of testimonies. I'll give mine now. You heard some on the earlier call if you're on it. And every call that we have from this point on, now that the products are out there, now that so many people are flooding in with testimonies, we can't even give you them all, but we'll try to give you some of the best ones, okay? But my testimony is last Tuesday, just before Thanksgiving, I literally went into a state of collapse. All of my body functions stopped. I couldn't urinate. I couldn't have a bowel movement. I would pass out every time I tried to go to the restroom. My wife had to rush me to the emergency room. Came home from the emergency room with a leg bag on, folks. I literally had to have the leg bag on to evacuate my bladder. But the bottom line was, I went to sleep, and just before I went to sleep, I took my first Belage. I hadn't had a chance to take one before that. I had just gotten my products in, took my Belage, went to sleep, woke up 8-9 hours later, went to my office, went next door to our family restaurant. I baked dozens of homemade rolls, brought them home, made a couple of turkeys. I showed you that last week. We make turkeys from grains and so forth. Sweet potato pies, my wife's sweet potato pies, and we put together a dressing. She did that, and we put together dinners for many, many people. But the bottom line was, I didn't realize that I had all that strength. I stayed awake. I did that until over around 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, went to sleep, woke back up around 5 or 6, finished all the rest of it, made sure that everybody got their dinners on time. And it just had to really hit me that I was still up and about after coming off a complete state of collapse. Well, folks, I'm not going to hold any longer, but I would like, if at all possible, Dr. Ruth Ann, if you could show this video. It's just about a 60-second video. I guess in some way or another we're unable to hear the actual sound, but this is me at the mall. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so now you got an idea, and again, what we would do is we would come back for a second session in about 30 minutes, and you'll be able to see. Okay, I'm going to get ready to turn this over to the gentleman that I know and love so well. I appreciate you all giving me an opportunity to talk, but the gentleman that's going to bring you the money part, which is so important, is Mr. Tim TRAHAN, King Tim TRAHAN. He's an ex-pro football player. He's a high school football coach. He's an MLM mogul, been in almost 27 years. But most of all, he's just a great, great, great man of God. I'm going to turn it over back to you, Sister Ruth Ann, and to Mr. Tim TRAHAN. God bless.
They got their trio, another got their trio. Look at the kind of pretty, I couldn't really see it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Definitely love when you do your presentation. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. Every single time I see you do it, I get something different every time. It's just absolutely fantastic. So once again, sir, I thank you for all that you do, and thank you for exactly what you've been able to instill in us and show us exactly what it is that we need to do on a holistic side to make sure that we live a lasting life in coordination with Sankey Global. So once again, sir, thank you very much for what you do. All right, guys, like Dr. Franco says, my name is Tim TRAHAN, and I'll just share my brief testimony with you real quick and who I am and why I decided to partner with this company. I've been in the industry just a little bit over 21 years now, and just been learning, and every time that I actually get involved, you know, it gets better and better every single time. But I was just like everybody else who parents and teaches them, go to school, get good grades, get out of college, and get that good job. I did that. I was blessed to be gifted athletically. Went to college, played football on a football scholarship, was blessed to, you know, be able to be invited to a free agency tryout with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where I actually made that team. But you know what, guys, sometimes it's just not in the plans. You know, sometimes God has a mission for our life that we don't quite understand. And I was like a lot of other people that just, you know, got hurt, got injured, and that ended my professional athletics aspirations. But what I did do is I finished school, I got that degree, actually went to work in corporate America, where I did really well. You know, I worked for a company called Nextel Communications, which later was bought by Sprint. And, you know, back then I was earning close to $95,000 a year. So I thought I had survived. I mean, I had arrived. You know, my wife drove a Lexus. I drove a BMW. We had all the trappings of success. But one thing that I realized at that point is I was time broke. So I had all the things that you would aspire to have, the nice house, the nice cars, but I had absolutely no time. My time wasn't my time because I was a employee that was on salary. So, you know, when I woke up in the morning, my wife and kids would be asleep. When I came home at night, my wife and kids would be sleeping. On the weekends, guess what I wanted to do? You're absolutely right. Sleep. That's what I wanted to do. So had everything that I wanted to have. So I thought, but I didn't have the time that I needed. And then I was introduced to this fantastic industry called network marketing, where people told me about linear income leveraged income as opposed to linear income. And for you guys on the line that don't understand what that means when you have linear income, that means you go to work, you get paid. But leveraged income is when you benefit off the efforts of others, and it creates leverage and it creates wealth. And that's what I wanted to be a part of. You know, I was introduced to a gentleman. He was a couple of years older than me. He was doing about $30,000 a month back then. And I was just like, wow, $30,000 a month. I thought only professional athletes and entertainers earn that kind of income. But guess what? he introduced me to the concept of network marketing and leveraged income. And from that point on, I got involved with that company. My first month did about $800. Didn't really blow it out the water, but at that point in time, I knew and I understood that it was real. So my first month, 800. By 3 months in, I was at about 3,000. By about 6 months in, I had matched my full-time income on my job. And then at the end of that first year, I had did a little bit over $100,000, which surpassed my full-time income on my job. So guess what, guys? I retired from corporate America at about 28 years old to pursue a career in network marketing. And it was just been fantastic. And I ran with that company for about 6.5 years. And I looked up 6.5 years later and made almost $2 million. So it was just a fantastic time for me. And I just love what I did. And I've just been a fan of the industry of network marketing ever since. So what brings me here is simply this: a company that has a 100-year vision of being in the marketplace. Never heard that before. I didn't even think my job would be around for 100 years, let alone a network marketing company with a vision of being around for 100 years. So that brings me to Sankey Global and the awesome things that this company is doing on the health and wellness side. As I spoke on my testimonial earlier, I'm a diabetic, but since I've been taking these awesome products, you know, I've seen myself being able to rest better, being able to sleep better, being able to go to the bathroom better, and also watching my blood sugar continually decrease, which is absolutely fantastic for me, because my goal is to be off of medication altogether and to be able to live a healthy lifestyle, because I have a family and a grandson, and I want to be around to be able to see him, you know, grow and all of that good stuff. So I definitely was intrigued by the products, but what really got me is when I saw the compensation plan and all the fantastic things that are happening within the compensation plan. So what I want to do for you guys real briefly is I'm going to share some information with you that I saw that intrigued me. And I'm not going to go through every intricate detail. You can actually get with the person that invited you on the line, and they'll discuss, you know, some questions and answer those questions for you. But I'm going to highlight some things that really intrigued me. And the first thing that I saw was this step system, which I like to call the stairway to success. Okay. If you look at those steps of 1 through 4, the first is actual customer acquisition. So you earn from your customers. So you build a strong customer base and you earn fantastic income from customers. So that's step 1. Step 2 is you earn from your team. So that's the leverage part that we're talking about. So not only are we building leverage through a customer base, but we're also showing and helping people how to do the same thing. And that earns you leverage, guys. So, you know, J. Paul Getty said this, and I'm a 100% fan of what he said. He says, I'd rather live off of the efforts of 100 than to live off of one effort of my own. So, you know, the efforts of 100 people as opposed to the efforts of his own, that's just a fantastic concept, right? Because you can only give yourself 100%, but that's one person. So why not have a team of people that's giving 100%, and that's thousands of percent being dedicated to your business, and you're only dedicating 100% of your own, okay? If that's what you have, all right? So the third step is earn from the network. So that's the network marketing piece that we'll talk about. And then the fourth step there is earn from the leadership and all of what we do. So we just went through some fantastic training earlier today or on this evening, and it was just absolutely fantastic. All right. So there's actually 10 ways that you can actually win with this company. And I'm not going to highlight all of the different ways. I'm just going to go over a few for you. So what we'll talk about is the different ways that we can go. So if you see here, you know, you can see yourself building a business where you can go from bronze to diamond to ambassador and all these different ways. And all it really takes is you personally introducing, you know, 4 people to the business, and it'll open up what I like to call the world for you. So 4 particular business partners that tends to grow, but at 4 business partners, we're talking about, you know, an average of $1,000 to $3,000 residually, and that's just one direct distributor per leg with 3 customers each. So we're talking about a total of 12 customers and 4 business partners, and you're looking at earning anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 as a bronze in this particular company. And as you continue to build and grow your business, 100 distributors per leg with 3 customers each, we're looking at anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 a month residually. And then if you choose to just really get aggressive in this company and build a huge organization where you have about 1,500 distributors per leg with 3 customers, that's 6,000 people on your team. We're talking about anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, guys, and that's monthly. And I'll be honest, I'll tell you, 6,000 people sounds like a lot, but when you're building this business, it's really not a lot. The largest organization that I've been able to personally build in this awesome industry is about 52,000 people. And I'll tell you this, guys, with that particular company, my best month with that company was about $38,000 for the month. And we're talking about 6,000 people paying you anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 a month. It was just absolutely fantastic. So, the next thing that what I'll show with you is, we create a living legacy, guys, and the company has a mantra, and it says we don't show lifestyle, we just simply live it. So what that means is this: you got a lot of companies that's real flashy, and they want to go out and have folks that are renting vehicles, Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces, to pretend like they're making a lot of money to acquire new business. We have an opposite philosophy of that. We said we're going to show you how to get the lifestyle, and then if you choose to buy those cars, you can. We don't want you to have to rent them or put yourself out of the way to show a lifestyle that you're not really living to try to acquire customers, guys. We're going to show you how to acquire customers. We're going to show you how to build a lasting business. And then if you choose to live that type of lifestyle, then guess what? You can. But if you look at this hierarchy here, guys, you start as a duplicator, and then you rise up to the bronze, which is about $750 bonus there, and then silver is $1,500, gold $3,000. But when life really starts to change for you is when you hit that platinum level. So at platinum, guys, we're going to give you not only the $4,000, but we're going to give you the car payment for a car like a Mercedes-Benz C-Class or a 3 or 4 Series BMW. And then as you continue to grow, you hit that diamond position, which is you're going to get that 6,000 plus a trip to Paris, double diamond, 10,000. And then that Japan, that's absolutely fantastic. The triple diamond is $25,000, and we're going to upgrade that vehicle for you as well. So now you're going to get to drive the bigger luxury cars, if you will. And then at Ambassador, that's that trip to Dubai. So now, guys, we're talking about lifestyle. Right? And my mentor told me a long time ago is life is something that we all have, but style is the way we choose to live it. And we're going to show you how to create that lifestyle. And then at the top, we have that crown ambassador position, which is absolutely fantastic. We're talking about his and hers Rolex watches. We're talking about an additional $100,000 there on top of all of the other income that's actually coming through the compensation plan. It's just, excuse me, it's just absolutely fantastic what this company is doing for us, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to highlight some things for you guys that's just going to show us exactly what it is that we're doing that makes our company so special, all right? So if you look here, guys, okay, you see the different investment levels that we have here. It says build a living legacy, create a shinsei or a rising star. So in this company, it's 100% about showing people how to become rising stars, guys. Rising stars, that's what we do. We want you to be a rising star, and we want you to duplicate that effort. So you have 3 different investment options here. You have the $244 investment option, which is going to create 100 points for you. $544 investment option, which is 200 points, and then $1,044, which is 400 points. And then you can read the slide there. It's showing you exactly what you get for those different investment levels. But that's what we're doing, okay? And then if you look over there, it says build a living legacy. By building stars, you can maximize the compensation plan. So it simply says this, guys: you follow these 3 steps and you're well on your way to maximizing the compensation plan and building the income that you can actually choose to do what you want to do. If you choose to stay on your job and build this business part-time, spare time, like I did in the beginning, or if you choose to go ahead on full go and put your foot on the gas pedal and transition from your current situation to doing this business full time, is totally up to you. But it's 3 things that you have to do to become a rising star in this business. 3 steps. Be on auto ship, which is 1. Okay, that means you're actually having product on hand for yourself that you're actually using. We believe in being a product of the product. And I tell you guys, with these particular products, that's a no-brainer. 2, get 3 customers online, or 3 customers that are on auto ship as well. Okay. And then get 2 distributors. Okay. That's it. That's simple. Those 3 steps, and you are a rising star. And then you continue to complete these steps as many times as you can and continue to increase your income. So let's look at how that actually breaks down. Okay. So if you look at number 1 there, it says mobile money. Okay. Customer online profits earn the difference from customer's price and the distributor's price. So that's anywhere between 10 and 40%. Guys, I don't know about you guys, but that's huge. If you have a store and you're able to mark your products up by anywhere from 10 to 40%, that's called a pretty good profit margin there for you. And the more that you actually build your business, the more product you get on hand. So that brings us to number 2, where it says get 3 and yours is free. What does that mean? That means you get at least 3 online customers with the sum of 150 points, and your product is free. But it doesn't actually stop there. If you get 6 products, you're going to get more free products. You get 9 products, you're going to get more free products. If you see there 3, 6, and 9, and it's showing you how much product you get, but guess what? That's on an unlimited basis. So as you continue to acquire new customers in increments of 3, the company's going to give you more and more free products. So what does that do for you? That gives you more product on hand to either retail if you choose to do so, or it gives you more product on hand to allow other folks to sample, or it gives you more product on hand for your own personal use or anybody in your family. And what I love about Sankey Global is simply this. Guys, your children can take these products. You can have your children from as young as 3 years old to take advantage of what it is that we're doing. So there is really no age restrictions other than your child is at least 3 years old to as old as they want to become, being able to actually benefit from what it is that we're doing. I don't know of any other company out there that's actually doing that and can say that children can take their products. But here, guys, we're absolutely telling you that, okay? And then guess what, guys? The first bonus order, this is actually huge for me, because when I looked at, you're able to earn 90% of the points that each individual purchases. You're gonna earn 90% of those points on their initial order. That's huge. I don't know of a company that's paying like that. I know some companies that pay anywhere from 25 to 50%, but 90% of initial point product order. Guess what, guys? That means if a person orders our lowest package with 100 points, you're gonna get 90% of that, which is $90. If it's 200 points, you're gonna earn 180, and so on and so forth. You guys can do the math on that. That was absolutely, excuse me, huge when I saw that. Okay, and then not only that, you're gonna earn $10 for every 100 points on your second level. So that means anybody that you personally introduce, whenever they introduce anybody, you're going to earn additional 10% of that. Okay, so $10 for 100 points, $20 for 200 points, $40 for 400 points. So you can do the math on that and see how that continues to grow and continues to rise. Once I saw those things, guys, it was absolutely, absolutely fantastic. So like I said, guys, this is probably, I won't say, I can't make the claim that it's the most lucrative compensation plan out there, but it's the best one that I've seen. And I've seen a lot. I've actually helped some companies design some compensation plans, and I've seen some really, really good ones out there. And I tell you this, guys, this is probably the best compensation plan that I've personally seen in my 20 plus years experience in the industry. So, it's just absolutely fantastic. So can we go to the next slide there, Dr. Ruth Ann? Good. So if you look at that star bonus structure, guys, and I told you how to create those rising stars, right? 3 customers, 2 business partners, and you continue to grow, okay? And you receive $40 for every 100 points you get in your star structure. So every time you create a star, that's an additional $40, okay? Unlimited cycle bonuses, guys. So that means every time your team grows in a pair, so you have 50 points on one side, 50 points on the other, that completes one cycle. All right, and that's unlimited. So as you continue to grow in cycles, you continue to earn. Your team continues to grow, you continue to earn. All right, So that's probably one of the biggest portions of our compensation plan, okay? And then it says here, building a star is just the beginning to a lucrative success journey. And then if you look here where it says ways to win, this is just an overview of what it is that we're doing that will enable you to win. So basically what we're saying is on our smallest pack that a person gets started with, you have the potential to earn $500 just for them getting started at our smallest business pack. Our medium business pack, if you look at it there, it averages out to about $770, and in our largest pack, about $1,310. So we're talking about anywhere between $500 and $1,310 every single time you get a person going with our business, guys. How huge is that? So, you know, you can get with the person that invited you on the line this evening, and they can share the particulars to you of exactly how this breaks down and what it means when you're introducing partners and all that kind of stuff. But these are the basic ways that we actually get paid. And it's about 9 other ways in here that I didn't even talk about that the person that invited you on can actually explain to you. But I'll say this, guys. Listen, there are a lot of companies out there that are doing a lot of things, but none are doing what we're doing. And I can make an honest claim with that. With the technology that we have, with the things that we're doing within the health and wellness industry that's allowing you to be healthy from the cellular level. That means that, you know, you can actually be younger with your biological age than you are with your physical age. What that means is this: you might look like the healthiest person in the world at 50, but inside you're 70. So that means your biological age has surpassed what your physical age is. Our company is actually turning back the clock with regard to your biological age and opposed to your physical age. It's huge, guys. You want to be just as healthy on the inside as you are on the outside. So what I want to say is this, and I don't want to belabor the hour because I know we've had some exciting information on this evening, and you guys probably want to get back to who invited you on the call because you might have some questions. But I'm going to say a couple of things, and then I'll let you go. First thing I'll say is this: it's usually 3 types of people that take a look at our opportunity. The first type of person says, hey, you know what? The products sound fantastic. You know, I want to test the products out. And if that's you, absolutely fantastic, because we want you to be able to try our products, test them out, and see how they work for you so you can have a personal testimony of your own. The second type of person says this: you know what? I got some questions. And if I can get those questions answered, not only am I going to partake in you guys' awesome product line, but I also might be interested in taking advantage of the business opportunity. The third person says, you know what, you could have shut up a long time ago because I was all in at the point where you showed me how this awesome compensation plan works, in addition to those awesome products and what Dr. Taylor told us about them and how it helps us. So those are the 3 types of people that actually get into the business. So you're either 1, 2, or 3. So what you need to do at the end of this call is just let the person know if you're a 1 or 2 or 3. And then I'll leave you with this, guys. I read a book a long time ago, okay, and it talked to some of the richest people in the world, okay, that left lasting legacies for their families, okay. We're talking about the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, you know, the Carnegies, and all of those folks. And they asked those folks a simple question. They said, listen, how come you guys and your families were able to acquire the type of wealth that you guys were able to acquire? And how come some people never seem to be able to get on the other side of money? And what I mean by the other side of money, guys, is just simply this: money is no longer an issue in your life, and you don't have to worry about money to actually get there. Now, mind you, you know, money is not everything, but I'll tell you what, it's right up there with oxygen. You pretty much need it to survive. But this is the deal. What they said was this: the only difference between the folks that are able to acquire legacy wealth and those that don't is one simple thing, okay? Those guys that acquire the legacy wealth, they see an opportunity and they grasp a hold of it. So they make a quick decision and nothing can actually change their mind. So they decide fast and they never change their mind. On the other side, the folks are the exact opposite. They're slow to make a decision and they're very, very easily swayed. So I just ask you this, guys: if you want to get on the other side of the money, what are you able or what are you willing to do? So with that, guys, I hope you guys had a fantastic evening. We had some awesome testimonials on the previous call. I don't want to belabor the hour. So listen, make sure you get back with the person that invited you on the call. Let them know if you're a 1, a 2, or a 3, and you guys have a great evening. God bless, take care, and take charge.